So the Leica Q3 Monochrome, the camera that everyone is talking about this week, and I already made a video about it, but today I want to talk about it with my dear friend, Jonathan. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm very well. Good to be here again, Geffen. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a great time last time. Today I want to focus on the Leica Q3 Monochrome, and I know you have experience with the Leica Q Monochrome. It was the Leica Q2, right?
Yeah, Leica Q2. I had it for about 6 months or so. It was on my journey towards the M system,
Hmm.
and
We
yeah,
talked about it. Yeah.
I do regret getting rid of it. I must have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. I just want to share with you real quick that we're talking about the Leica Q3 monochrome. Let me share this. So this camera has no red dot. It's only black and white with a similar famous lens, 60 megapixel sensor, and the only thing here is actually there is not color profile on the sensor, right? That's how I get it.
Yeah, it's a pure monochrome sensor. So it hasn't got the bare filter layered across it, which would give then the color aspect.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I see here on the website they're describing it as a completely like storytelling thing. It's a very, I think, romantic thing that they try to pass to people who love photography and love film and just love nostalgic. And I love that, that's like a philosophy. It's not very technical. It's not like going to Canon website and find all the specs on the new cameras. And it makes me want to get one of those cameras. Recently I got a lot into black and white photography, if you see on Instagram. And I don't know if the difference is just that big and it's worth buying a specific monochrome camera, and not just a specific monochrome camera, a Leica camera, which is very, very expensive. And I don't know if the difference is something that's worth investing to, but let me just uh, share with you, like you already used like a monochrome camera, the Q2. And do you feel there is a real difference when you use it like a monochrome camera versus shooting in a profile of black and white or edit it later? What do you think?
Great question and very controversial question.
Very controversial, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to answer it because there's two ways of looking at it. So you're either very much into black and white, and then it's the perfect camera to have if you're just into black and white photography, because you haven't got to spend a long time editing and trying to use different profiles to get the black and white look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it worth the money and just having a monochrome? That's I
That's
think
the
it's
question.
your choice, isn't it? And I would
Yeah.
say yes, if you're into black and white photography and you're
You
only
think
shooting black and white.
it's a reason to get into black and white, like it's someone is on the fence and want to invest a lot of his time right now, like to do a year of black and white, then if he will get one of those cameras, he will be impressed by the sensor or he will be disappointed.
No, you'd be impressed.
Yeah.
You'd be impressed. I mean, I
Can
can
you
show
share with
you,
me?
yeah, I'll show you in an image. This is
Yeah.
this is straight out of the camera.
A raw file, right?
Raw file, done no editing on it whatsoever.
Wow.
I'll show you the other side of the shot. Um, I mean, the only way you can really do a comparison, yeah, if I had another Q2 color, and
Mhm.
then you did the conversion. The thing is, when people convert their black and white images,
Mhm.
everybody edits in a different way. And the other main thing that I think that you have to sort of consider as well is your screens. What are you viewing these images on? Just because, if you use a very good monitor at home, but then you're showing your images on Instagram, you're going to get a
Yeah.
different look anyway. I think if you got the Monochrome Q3, you're gonna get a very pure form, and especially if you do lots of low light photography, a monochrome camera is absolutely superb in low light. It
Mhm.
really is, definitely.
She's much less sensitive to higher ISO. That's why you say that?
Yeah, definitely. You can really pump it up, and you're not gonna get the graining like you would on a color
Mhm.
conversion.
And you know something that interests me because I never used one of those cameras. Do you have profiles, like different black and white profiles on the camera, if you remember?
Oh, I can't remember, to be honest.
I
I'm
touched
not
you.
sure. You did. I mean, you can shoot RAW and you can shoot JPEG.
JPEG. So I'm
Uh,
guessing yes. I'm guessing not
um,
no.
I'm I'm guessing that there's profiles of some
Yeah.
sort.
But you can
But
play with the raw file much, you have a much wider range of playing with the file rather than playing with the raw file of a regular Q3 camera, right? You have much deeper shadows, much, you can play with the highlights and get
yeah,
much more specific results to what you want to get.
definitely. And I think the contrasts are much better, and the depth and the blacks.
Mhm.
But
You know
again,
what
it's
interests me? Sorry, I interrupted you. I just thought about it. That I started black and white recently because I saw this camera and I want to just play a little bit those couple of weeks with black and white. And I noticed that when I was in the beginning of my journey as a photographer, I loved high contrast black and white. And I shoot very high contrast, and it's just something that drew me very much. And recently, I just started to see it a little bit differently, and I think it's much more professional in my eyes to maybe slow a little bit with the high contrast and just be more mellow, sorry, with that, and get less clarity on the photo, and less contrast photo. And it's just something that feels to me maybe sometimes more pleasing to the eye, and less um, like a child play with the black and white and just draw the blacks all the way to the right and the whites to the left, and it's just more settled and professional in my eyes. Not every time, sometimes the higher contrast is much more suitable for the photo, but I just in the beginning I didn't shoot at all low contrast black and white, and now I do that, especially with the Leica Q3.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, the a big, I don't know, advantage if you shoot color and then convert it to black and white, you
mhm,
can play with the hues more. So you
mm,
can play with the color toning,
mm,
which some people might find an advantage that they can then get maybe a better black and white conversion. But I think if you are into black and white photography anyway, why go through all that bother and time of having
mhm,
to edit? You know,
mm.
you're going to be able to fine tune
Yeah.
the images much easier straight out of the Q3 monochrome than or the
Mhm.
Q2 monochrome.
You just need to very be sure that this is what you want to photograph, because
That's
if
the
you want,
problem.
yeah, that's a problem to
And
to
it's
convert.
really
Yeah.
funny, Gavin, when I had my Q2 monochrome with me, then I was going, "Oh, I wish I had my Q2 color with me because this would be great in color." And then when you're
Yeah.
having the color, then you want so it's like it
Yes, you see
constantly
them. And
fighting
you
with
said
yourself.
you regretted selling your Q2 monochrome.
I do.
What
I
was the
do.
point you decided I had enough of it? I had to sell
It
it.
wasn't that I'd had enough of it. I
Mm.
wanted an M. I wanted the
Oh,
Leica M system, and
you have to
unfortunately,
choose.
I'm not rich, so we have to keep all
I
these
don't
lovely
think
cameras.
I don't think a lot of people can
Yeah, I
buy
mean,
both.
okay, this is gonna be very controversial because it is controversial, but I love the Q2s because it doesn't have the screens on the back, the
Mm.
flip screens.
Yeah.
And at one point, I had a Q2 color and a Q2 monochrome, and I love and for a long time, they were my perfect setup. It was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But then I don't know, I got dragged into this rangefinder system.
Hmm.
And it is for me, personally, it's
Mm.
like day and night when you go from a Q2 to the Ms.
Mm.
It's just a whole different,
So you don't regret getting the M. You just
no,
wish you had the
definitely
monochrome.
not. I
That's
mean, if
interesting.
I have the money ever, I will get an M11 monochrome,
M11, not a Q,
not a Q. I'd
not a
go
Q.
for the M11. Only because I'm in that, because, I have my lenses, I can use my lenses. The Qs are great cameras,
Hmm.
and it's what a lot of people say. They're entry cameras into the Leica world, and they're great entry cameras. And some people love a fixed lens. I will be honest, I don't have many lenses. I have a 35 Similux and a 50 mil Similux, and
Yeah. But you have the
most of my
option
film
to buy it in the future, you know. If you
exactly. I have the option. I mean, I'd love a 28 maybe, but I don't want to get into the stage where I have lots of lenses and then I'm out and about and I'm starting to think, oh, shall I put this lens on? Shall I put that lens on? I don't want to be in that. And that's what's nice about the Q2s or the Q3s is that you buy the lens, you buy the camera with the lens, and then you hold on to it, and that's it. And you've got to go out and you've got to work your magic with what you got. Yeah.
Exactly. And I know you're not using Ricoh cameras, another brand that announced that they're going to produce a monochrome camera next
Yeah.
year.
Very exciting
And
about
I
that.
thought about it. They were really smart. I know a lot of people were mad, not mad, but were confused as why, as they released the Ricoh Gel 4, like a month later, they announced the Ricoh Gel 4 monochrome will be available next year. So people are not going to buy the Ricoh Gel 4, they're just going to wait a year. And it was like a weird company decision marketing decision to do that. But now I get it, because when they decided to get a Leica monochrome camera, then now people are maybe thinking about whether to buy a Leica monochrome or just wait for the Ricoh to produce. And I don't know, I think that if you're already getting a monochrome dedicated camera, so you might as well have the 60 megapixel sensor to use that.
Um, Again, yeah, it depends. But Ricoh, like you like your Ricoh GRs
I
because
love the Ricoh, yeah.
exactly because they're small, they're compact, they're a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
And yeah, the image quality. I mean, I haven't seen obviously what the monochrome Ricoh is going to be like, but if it's anything like their color, the images
So
are brilliant.
the color profile, the black and white profile that they have a regular black and white, high contrast, super high contrast, and something else. And I have to say that comparing to the Leica, like if I take in them both and start shooting, then I'm very disappointing from the Ricoh, and that's the first time ever that I hold the Ricoh and I wish I had a Leica really, really bad. Because Leica profile and Leica sensor, so much more fun, black and white, so much more range of playing with the shadows and the light, and everything is super sharp
Is
versus the
that because
Ricoh.
of the sensor though itself as well? The
Yeah,
sensor's much bigger to
yeah,
start with,
exactly.
let alone the Leica colors or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm not sure how their monochrome camera will be without the color profile on it at all. That's an interesting question that I would like to test or see if someone test it.
I mean, Geffen,
Um,
you can always go one step further and go into the rangefinders.
don't drag
Get
me.
into the M system.
Don't drag me there yet.
When we meet, I'll let you shoot my M, and then you'll. I mean, the other option is film, of course, because this is how I satisfy my monochrome-ness.
Mm,
It is I shoot my M rangefinder film camera, and I just shoot HP5, and
mhm.
it's great. Shooting film on black and white is just another magic.
It's another dimension of photography.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
get it. I get it.
And that is for me the real purist sort of stuff. But it's
Mm.
not for everyone again. But yeah, it's just superb. And the film cameras, they're really cheap to buy. I mean, okay, you don't have to buy a Leica one,
Mhm.
but
Um,
you can pick up a film camera for a few €100, and that's good enough to
yeah,
shoot black and white film.
if you're into film, yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
personally, I'm not quite there. It's very interesting to
We'll
me.
get you there. We'll get you there.
I know I will be there soon. But it's just so tempting to think about a clear 60 megapixel
Yeah.
electronics like
Sensor.
sensor with a screen and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they chose to do it on a 28 millimeter version and not wait for the 40. I think maybe people would like a 43, sorry,
Yeah.
the Q3 monochrome just because they want to do portraits with that, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, do you think maybe, I mean, we don't have the insight into Leica, but maybe they
Yeah.
look at sales. Maybe they see how many 28s are being sold compared to the 43s. I don't know. Maybe the 28 has more appeal
Mm.
for, people shooting monochrome.
Yeah.
I
I don't
I
remember
don't
the
know. I don't know. They
Q2.
must have done some marketing or work together.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they did. Just it's not clear to me. The Q2 has a 43 millimeter option or just 28,
No, Q2 was only ever a 28.
and Q1,
Yeah,
right?
it was only the Q3. When
That's
the
interesting.
Q3 came out, it started off with the 28, then they released the 43.
People
Now
really like
they've
that.
released the 28 monochrome.
Yeah, and people really, really love the 43. And whatever I talked to someone with a 43, he said to me, like, get a 43. It's much better. It's much sharper. It's just more fun to use. But I love the 28. I can't let it go.
I mean, I don't know if there's a little series by Leica. They're asking lots of photographers, what's your favorite lens? What's your one go-to lens? And a
Yeah.
lot of people say the 28.
Hmm.
People,
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your favorite focal length? I read
35 or
50, right?
50.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
probably
mean,
good.
they're very close together, but 50 is great for low light work. It's great for portrait.
Hmm.
35, I mean, the 28,
That's why I thought that the 28 and a monochrome, maybe it's too hard for some people to get a good photo because the 28 is very wide, it's a very distracting frame. So maybe it will make more sense in a 43 millimeter. And now that I think about it, they didn't say the focal length of the Q3 monochrome, I think.
yeah, it's 28.
It's 28 for sure.
Yeah,
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 okay.
28.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's, I mean, 28s are great for environmental portraiture. Yeah, if you're into environmental portraiture,
Yeah.
it's a great shot. But it's, it depends what market they're aiming at. Are they aiming at street photographers? Are they aiming at landscape? Are they aiming more general? Because the 28 is probably a bit more versatile
Mm-hmm.
across the board of photography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And 43 is a little bit more serious. But I haven't shot a 43. I mean, people say 43 is closer to what we see visually.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I shot with the Ricoh GL3X, close to the 43. So it's 40
okay.
equivalent.
And what was the difference for you then when you compare it to your 28? I mean, could you noticeably say, wow, that's like day and night, or is it just like,
Yeah, yeah, it's like day and night. It's like day and night, it's
okay,
completely different thing. Personally, I didn't connect to that as much as the 28. I don't know,
okay.
I don't do portraits so much. And I find myself crop a lot with the 28,
Mhm.
but I love the option to go wider and see the whole scene. And my favorite photos that I took are of 28 frame. Maybe I cropped it a little bit, but it's not 40 for sure. And I just, it's completely different. Personally, I will never go again for a 40 or 50. For now, it's just not my
Mhm.
type of photography. And I would even rather a much wider, not much, but maybe, I don't know if there's exist of that for 24 millimeter. I want really wide
Oh,
scene
wow.
on the street. I really love like seeing everything and maybe decide later to crop.
Okay.
Maybe it might have FOMO on the street.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you have then with, you can argue then is, it can be distracting, isn't it, your images when they go too wide and there's too
Yeah.
much information in a street
Mhm.
photography photo.
Yeah,
But
I know.
you do have, obviously the crop factors, don't you, in the
Mhm.
Q3s, which was the same in the Q2s, that you can crop, I can't remember, what are the 3 crop modes? There are crop modes, aren't there?
Yeah, I know the
28,
last one is 90.
50,
90.
90, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but, I mean, I don't know, I think that just gives you an idea of what it could look like,
Yeah, but
because you
they're
can
not
crop it.
showing it. It's driving me crazy that when you crop, you just see the little white box, and why not just full screen it on the small screen behind? Like if I'm doing crop for 90, then I will see a small box
Yeah.
inside my screen. This is
And
so
you don't like those lines?
no,
Oh, you
no.
won't like the rangefinder then, because you get that with the rangefinder ca 'cause you get the lines what you're gonna see,
Yeah.
but why people like it for street photography, because you can see what's gonna come into your shot,
Mm,
the side before
yeah.
your eyes, but you have the
I
You got
know.
it, frame lines, what you're actually gonna take. But in the Qs,
Yeah.
at least if you're shooting RAW, you still have that option to have
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
full
that's
size.
amazing.
It's only in the JPEGs that they actually,
Yeah.
get reduced down. So you
That's
do
an
get
amazing
both
option.
options.
Yeah, that's an amazing option. I just when I'm on the street, I don't want to wait for someone to get into my frame. I usually see someone that I want to photograph, and I want to see it on the full screen.
That's because 'cause you're a professional, Geffen, you see.
I'm not, I really don't know about that. I just maybe I do also a little bit, not birds photography on the street, but pigeons and stuff that out there, and I like to photograph there. And with the 28, they're really getting lost on the scene, and I crop later anyway. So why not see it on the screen? But it's a completely different conversation.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I mean, so are you attracted to getting a monochrome then? I mean, I know you're getting into like the monochrome photography, or you like monochrome photography, let's put it
yeah.
that way. But could you see yourself having just the monochrome, or would you like to keep your Q3 that you have and just have it as a second camera when you're
In a perfect world, if I will win the lottery, then I will get the Monochrome camera. Of course, it's a question of budget, how much budget you have to invest on that. But I decided with myself because I don't know where I'm gonna be in a year from now, in 5 years from now. But I know that when I'm going to do street photography those days, I only do black and white because I want to, because I just don't want to shoot in color. When I see something, I see light and shadow, and I want to play with that. But it's just for now. It's just a couple of weeks, and I want to see how it goes. If it will be like very severe, and in a few months from now, I just won't see any Leica colors on my Lightroom, then I maybe will start to think about getting the monochrome camera. It will be very heavy.
Heard it here first, everyone. You heard it here first.
But of course, I'm drawn to that. It's a very, as I said, romantic camera. It's a very
I mean, the
amazing.
aesthetics alone are just
Yeah,
like,
the
in
aesthetics.
fact, that all the numbers, the script on it, it's all in like one color, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
beautiful,
yeah. It's
beautiful.
amazing. It's beautiful, and think about it, like getting a monochrome camera. It's a crazy thing to do in 2025, 2026. It's
Did you say
something.
that I was crazy to have a monochrome camera?
Yes. And you get me, you get me. I think it's something that only someone who loves photography, like the philosophy of photography, the capturing the moment, not the technical part. I never saw Canon monochrome mirrorless camera. Maybe there is, I'm not sure, but it's not as, if you want a monochrome camera, you go to Leica, you go to
Yeah, but
maybe.
Leica are like that though, Geffen, aren't they? Leica have always been renowned as a niche
Yeah.
stuff thing, and coming out with niche cameras, and I mean, I
Yeah.
just look at their obscure designer cameras that they've come out, the special editions. Yeah, they're very niche camera
I
company.
love this niche. I love the niche.
It's just different. But I think, I mean, to be honest, if you love black and white, I don't think anyone would regret actually getting one. If the majority of the time you're shooting in black and white, why would you regret it? If you really want color, use a phone.
Yeah, I won't regret that, but as you did with your other gear, if I would get a monochrome Leica, then I will probably need to sell my Q3, and this is something I promised to myself that I will do.
That's what I don't like, because it's, I don't know, I get attached to my cameras. They become like part
Yeah.
of my family, and there's history involved in them.
Oh, so get you. I get you so what.
Yeah, you have to go, okay, so what do I value more? Like, do I love I mean, to be honest, the Q2s for me, um, they weren't the perfect camera. It wasn't where I go, "Oh my god, I've just now
Mm,
reached the perfect camera." Because there were
interesting.
two one I used to hate, and I know what it is. When the camera's switched off, and there's the rattle in the lens because of I think it's the shutter or something that's loose, and I
Mhm.
thought my camera was broken when I
Mm.
first heard it, so I
Oh,
hated
interesting.
that. Yeah, I
None of the
hated that.
Q3 monochrome have that.
The Q2 color and the monochrome had it. So that was one thing that I really hated. I hated the fact that I'm limited to a 28mm lens if I ever wanted to do anything else. And okay, this is a very sad thing to say, but the shutter, when you hear the shutter on a Q3, a Q3 or a Q2, and then you hear the shutter on an M, it's just like, oh,
The sound is the huge part
oh my
of
God.
photography.
It makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's very sad. That is so sad to say.
Yeah.
But so in a way, getting rid of my Q2 wasn't as drastic. The only thing I was thinking, if I got rid of it, I could never get another one again without the flip screen. I mean, apart from getting a secondhand one.
You got used to this
So
too much.
yeah, so and I like the aesthetics of not having a flip screen. I don't like flippy screens, but that's
Yeah.
me personally. But that's just me personally. I mean, I can see why people like them. I don't.
Maybe because you're not, maybe also because you're not doing video so much.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, I'd never. Yeah, that's the other reason why I
Yeah.
don't need a Q2 either or a Q3.
and getting the B-rolls, and if I want to shoot myself, I can't. I need to go to the app.
Okay.
But if I'm shooting B-rolls from the bottom and from top, it's much more in control, and only for videos actually. I use it
Yeah.
more there.
I mean, with the M, I can use my phone if I really want to control the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can use the app, and
Yeah.
you can just
It's
pull
much more
up the animal.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can do obviously not on the film one, but
Mhm.
on the digital. But it's just personal choice. I mean, all these things are personal choices, and everybody has a different feeling and different values in their life, what they like, what they want to do, where they want to go with their photography. And it's
Exactly.
and your budget.
It's a personal journey and a
Yeah,
budget.
budget. I mean, there's always secondhand market. If you can't
Yeah.
afford new, go down the secondhand road and get
Exactly.
Chrome that.
Maybe you'll get a Q2 monochrome second hand, by the way. But it's also
You
not.
can. They are available. I've looked.
Yeah, it's a 48 megapixel sensor, right? Something like
Sorry,
48.
say that
The
again.
Q2 monochrome is a 48.
47 point something
Okay,
it is.
okay.
47.2, yeah.
Not a 60, but also. Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing. People go, "Oh, we want 60 megapixels, we want 100 megapixels." But after a while,
crazy.
the human eye can only see so much. And secondly, again, it comes back to the argument, what are we doing with our images? If you're printing them out in big billboards, yeah, or beautiful books, yeah, you need it. But if
Yeah.
you're just putting them
It's
on
social media. It
social
doesn't.
media,
Yeah.
24 megapixels.
Yeah.
Done
I
enough.
think for me, the most use for that is for cropping, really, because it allows me to get a 24 megapixel photo. So many times, and maybe I'll share it. I take two photos on the same frame. I do it so many times. Like I have a frame, and then I crop the right side to one photo and the other side to a second photo, and just did 2 for 1. And I love playing in editing with cropping. Not all the time, but sometimes it's nice. And with a 24 megapixel sensor, I couldn't do that.
Okay.
It will be too blurry.
I mean, do you enjoy what do you enjoy most, Geffen? Being out taking the picture or being at home editing the picture?
Wow, how do you know? I actually thought about it this week. I swear, I thought about it, how much I enjoy
I
editing.
read your mind. I read.
Yeah, I read my mind. I swear the internet. I enjoy cropping and I enjoy editing. I think, wow, you taking me. I think it's about 50-50%.
Oh, okay. You're on the fence. Well, the other reason I was asking you because if you really enjoy editing, yeah, stay with a color because you can just
I
enjoy it.
enjoy the part of editing of composition, of
Okay.
playing with the composition. This is what I do in Lightroom. What I do is
So
I
you
take
don't
my
like the color
No.
adjustments as
No.
much, and
I hate it because I hate deciding. That's why I have my Lightroom presets.
so
And,
there's your answer. Get a monochrome.
okay, thank you. Right, it was great. Yeah, I think.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
Oh,
We'll
in
have a
the-
whip round for you.
in
Yeah, we'll have a whip round. We'll
Yeah,
start
just,
crowdfunding. We'll start crowdfunding for Geffen to get a mono.
Whatever. Just everyone put the dollar and I'll get one.
Exactly.
I hope that's my dream. That's a dream job, like to get cameras, to get money to shoot and get photos. That's a dream. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe well, our conversation really just get me closer to getting a monochrome camera. But
I think the big thing for you though, if you are going to sell your Q3 for the Monochrome, yeah,
I'm
that's a
not.
big
I'm
decision.
not.
But if you were, that
Yeah.
would be a really big decision. That's like
A
major
huge
decision. But if you were to sell like your Canon and some lenses and
I can't.
maybe, oh yeah,
Yeah, I can't. There's something you see the lens behind me. It's for bird photography specifically for me. I don't share those photos, but it's just a passion of mine and something that I wouldn't let go again because I already did this switch once. And maybe it's in the question of whatever you decide, like budget in life, because I can obviously save for that. I can uh, just do it instead of buying other things, of course. But it's the question of is it really worth it? And I don't think I will regret it, though. No matter what, I won't regret it. But
yeah.
maybe just a question of if it's smart enough to do it in this stage of my life.
Yeah, I mean, if you go for like, as I say, go for a secondhand one.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
a
good.
Q2 monochrome. I'm just looking on a site now. You can get it
Yeah.
for around 4,000
Mm.
euro.
Oh, that's
Yeah, around 4,000.
instead of and the Q3 right now. You know the price of it? Can you Google
New
it?
Q3 aren't there about? Oh, I can quickly look it up. Like,
6,000? Around 6,000, I bet.
yeah, something like that. Let me have a quick look for you.
Sorry, by the way, if you hear a dog in the background, it's my neighbor dog and just
Okay,
a bark.
so the monochrome is 6,750
Oh, nice.
euro.
So you can get a
It's actually the same price as the Leica Q3 43.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's crazy. You say you can get a secondhand Q2 in about 4,000.
Yeah, about 4,000. Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I'm just seeing if they got any secondhand. You never know.
No.
Have they got any Leica monochrome Q3?
No, I'm sure there isn't. Maybe.
You
No.
sure?
I'm absolutely sure. I'm gonna bet you on that. Monochrome, you wouldn't.
I'll bet you a monochrome.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. There are any.
Yeah.
There are.
Yeah.
But
Maybe.
there was one only. Well, I'm only looking on one site.
Yeah.
They had one monochrome for sale. Yeah, so they
Mhm.
are in short supply, but there might be other
Yeah.
sites. Yeah.
And
I mean,
because
this one, I'm going to a proper camera site.
yeah, exactly. If you buy it from someone person, you can get
Yeah,
affiliated.
yeah, eBay is always, or some other platform. Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
nifty, isn't it?
Well, all
But
right.
there's an option. You could always go down the second-hand road to start with.
Yeah, I will think about it. I just wanted to ask you, whoever watched this video, to tell us what you think about like a Q3 monochrome or like a monochrome camera. We'd really love to hear that. And what do you say? We're going to, if you like the video, want to do it maybe a regular type of podcast and talk about photography. If you have any ideas of what you want us to present here, we both the Leica shooters. I also use Ricoh, and we just love photography. So yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Jonathan, for joining me today.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I enjoyed it very much, and hopefully your viewers will as well.
It's okay. I'm sure they will. It's the last time, and I have a great time talking to you. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video.